Hey everybody, this is the Wizzy and Irish show. We're going to be doing a nice little podcast type video meeting, whatever. We're going to be doing that for at least once a week, depending on how everything goes and how if everybody likes it, and we'll go from there. So obviously, I'm going to just throw it out there. I'm Wizzy, and this is Irish. Say hi.
What's up, guys?
All right, so we are going to be talking about the division, obviously, because this is like the hottest game in basically the entire world right now. People are like freaking out and absolutely loving every single second of it. I mean, you sent a video out the other day of this kid like screaming the fact that he could just do everything, just
Best
couldn't
game
handle
ever!
it. Yeah, best game of the year. Yeah, so
Game of the year, that's what he said. Yeah.
yeah, game of the year. I mean, he could just. I mean, the game in general is just unbelievable. I mean, there's really nothing else you can say about it. If you haven't tried it, go get it. Just it's 60 fucking bucks. You're never gonna have to worry about it again. Go to GameStop, trade a game in, you get $25 off. So
Yeah.
that's just that easy. And I think the thing's still going on right now. Which I got screwed on that, by the way. I went in and I was like, hey, like I didn't trade. I traded something in. They're like, oh, it started like 2 days ago. I was like, oh, and I paid it off 3 days ago. So thanks, guys. And those Asian kid showed up at midnight with a video game to trade in, and I was like, and he did it too. Like I was just like, what is going on? Like this is ridiculous. So, all right. So we're gonna go over basically our first impressions of the game. Just kind of our rundown of what we think of it so far. Little. We're just gonna go kind of in an order that we have right now. What kind of what setup we have for the podcast and stuff. So basically, our first impressions. I mean, I can tell you right now, my first impression. I mean, I'm blown away. I mean, I've done nothing but just grind on this game. I mean, obviously, we heard about that kid that in 15 hours went to level 30, which is what's the point? I mean, that's just my opinion. I mean, some people they want to spend that time, and I mean, I'm on 17, 18, 19 hours right now, and I'm only a level 19. And I'm loving it just because I want to enjoy the game, So I mean, what's your thoughts on it?
I mean, it's a great game. I saw the preview for it in 2013, and it was amazing to see. Obviously, they've dropped the graphics quality down since then, but I honestly don't give a damn.
I really haven't seen that much of difference, though.
Yeah, I mean, the game is awesome, and if people have problems with it, it's because they don't have people to play with, and that's what it comes down to. The game, you can play the game by yourself, but it's not built around playing by yourself.
That's another big thing is like you notice a lot of people, they're like, yeah, I'm playing by myself, and then as soon as it starts, they're like, that's not gonna work. We need to play with people.
I tried going to the dark zone by myself, and I was there for like 5 minutes, and I was like, nope.
I have someone I was talking in a party with somebody. He was a little bit lower level than me. I'm about a level 15. I went through DZ1 and I got stuck on 8 gold people.
Yep.
I got stuck on them for 45 minutes. I had to literally just have a seeker mine, and I had to wait for it to reload because I ran out of ammo, and I just had to throw out my seeker mine continuously. It was like the most ridiculous thing ever. But I got a superior weapon out of it, so that was a really nice thing. And that was on rank 15, and I got a superior weapon out of it. And then there was a crate available. Literally, I've been in the dark zone. I mean, I have 1,000 dark zone credits right now. And I've been in dark zone maybe like an hour and a half or so. I've seen one person, and he didn't even acknowledge me. Just ran right past me like it was nothing.
Nope.
And then the first time I actually went to extract, and 4 people showed up. Like 4 AIs or whatever.
Yeah.
They're all purple. They showed up and they just stood right in the middle. And I threw a grenade. It killed half of them. And then I finished them all off. And then I extracted. So then the second time I went back to extract, they came from every single direction that time. Instead of just coming from one direction, one came from behind me and killed me. And then I came back and they were all still there. So I killed 2 of them. I did the extraction again, and then another 4 of them came, plus the 2 that were still there. It was like the most ridiculous thing. So they made it extremely, extremely hard.
The game's adaptive, and it's scary.
They made it extremely, extremely hard. So I mean,
my first impressions are, I love the game. It's tons of fun. So that's basically all there is to it.
Exactly. So next thing I want to talk about, character creation. I personally, I mean, I don't have a problem with it or anything like that. So don't think that I'm gonna complain about how the character. It wasn't as in depth as they kind of made it out to be. It was very difficult to figure out too. I mean, I had like 8 haircuts to choose from, and then I randomized my character, and then all of a sudden I had 8 different haircuts that I didn't see before. You know, it didn't give you all the options for the haircuts all at once, which was very, very odd. I didn't really see the point in that. And then they had you do tattoos, and they were all like on your face and stuff. Like the one tattoo I picked was like right here on my neck.
Yeah.
But there was another tattoo that actually have a beard, like I do in real life, and you could see it through the beard. Like the tattoo went like this through my beard, and it was like up here on my face and by my mouth, and I was like, "What is that?"
Yeah,
so the creation was very, to say the least, it was lackluster. I was not very like. That's one of my favorite things. I mean, I was telling you about it when I was in Skyrim. I spent probably like an hour creating my character. Like, it had to look perfect. Same thing with the Elder Scrolls Online. It had to be perfect. But just right now, it really wasn't what I expected it to be. All
honestly. Yeah. It was a big letdown for me because, you know, like you said, character creation is a big deal. You know, people like to make the character try and look as much like them or as crazy as they want. And when there's very limited amount of options, it's kind of disappointing. But that's the only thing so far that I've been like, what? Well, that and one other thing, but we'll go over that.
Right, yeah. So, next thing we're going to talk about is the beginning area, which I called it. I don't know about you, but I called it. I was like, they're adding Brooklyn into this. They keep saying stuff about Brooklyn. There'd be no reason for them to say anything about Brooklyn. They said stuff about Brooklyn in the beginning. And I remember one of the developers actually tweeted out, who would want to, you know, would you rather explore Brooklyn or Manhattan? Well, they did both, but obviously Brooklyn wasn't as huge of a thing.
Right.
They did add a lot of cool things. I mean, obviously, spoiler alert, if you don't have the game, suck it up, because this is what the podcast is. But so we, you know, basically what the rundown was, you know, you go into Brooklyn, you know, in the beginning, you have that one safe house and stuff like that. The one thing I didn't like is the fact that I couldn't get my stuff that I had from the season pass. You know, that would be nice to at least have it so I can, you know, dress like I wanted to.
Right.
Only like 5 levels, so it really wasn't that big of a deal. But, you know, I wish they added that in there. And then the other thing, I don't know if you realize, and you probably saw a couple of videos about it, the laptop in there was one person a piece. You had to stand in line for that. It was like impossible to do. So if one kid decided to go into there and then just go help his mom like move shit in the living room, you were stuck in that spot until you changed the server. It was crazy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, when I jumped on the game, I jumped on the first night right at 10 o'clock here because that's when it came out in my time zone. And thankfully, there was like nobody there because the servers were having so many problems. So I walked right up to the laptop and got out of there, no problem. But I saw the videos like right after it. I was like, that sucks.
Well, yeah, I mean, luckily, when I got the game at GameStop, I know you downloaded it, I think, but I got the game at GameStop because I'm just that physical player guy. I mean, I'm not going to say the Division was going to suck, but in case a game does suck and I bought it, or like I have it for a while, I can trade it in towards something else.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So that's the reason I get the physical copies. Plus, just I don't trust the server system and stuff like that. I've had issues with the Xbox servers taking my money and not giving me the game. But like basically with that, I went in. It was like an hour or so. I think I got down at like 1 o'clock or whatnot, and I played until about 3.
Mm-hmm.
But I got to Manhattan, and once I got to Manhattan, I was like, okay, this is the game's actually starting now. I felt like I said, it was like a prologue. Like it was like the beginning of everything. It wasn't really, you know, they didn't do much in that area. It wasn't like in depth or anything like that. But at a low level, that last mission was actually pretty difficult. You know, that's the only thing I can say. That last mission was pretty damn difficult. I was not expecting it to be that hard. I tried to do it by myself, and I actually did. I did like find agents or whatever it is. It said I got a full party, and then I looked, and it was just me by myself. And then one guy ended up coming in like halfway through, but that was a little issue. I think it was maybe the servers at that time. So it basically told me I had a full group, and then after that, it was just like, oh no, just kidding, you're by yourself. Good luck. So that was a little odd. So I don't know. what the whole situation with that was. But yeah. So the next thing that we're gonna go to is what we were talking about. The other thing that was a little disappointing, to say the least. I'll let you bring it into that.
All right. What we're talking about right now is the lack of a clan system. I mean, come on. Boo. Big boo. I mean, this game is built around team-based gameplay, and you would think they would have some sort of a system in the game to form clans, because, I mean, that's exactly what this game is built around, is the different groups of people teaming up, making their own factions to survive, And so it just was a little disappointing that there was no sort of clan system, not even like a clan tag at all, At least have that, so when you're in the dark, when you see one of your buddies that's in the dark zone, you don't shoot him and kill him, and then realize after the fact that you were just a jerk to that guy. That's the biggest disappointment for me, is the lack of the clan system.
Agreed. I mean,
hopefully they'll implement it at some point, but I guess we'll see.
Well, like we talked about before, I mean, they completely teased us with it in 2013. They said, yes, we're absolutely going to have a clan system. The clan system is going to be set up to be, a giant web-based clan system. And then that was also when they were talking about the app as well, which I'll talk about the app after this, but basically told us there was going to be a huge clan system. They said, Fallout, there was no cap on the amount of people in the clan. Then they asked them in February about the same thing. No. They said, there will not be a clan system as of yet. But they said as of yet, so they may end up adding it. But to be honest with you, I feel like they just have so much other stuff to worry about with the new stuff coming out and like the loot trading and stuff like that. I don't see them
That's true.
spending the time on that. That's a lot of work thinking about it.
It is.
That is a lot of work to do that.
It's just disappointing. I was really looking forward to having some sort of a clan system in the game, like ESO. ESO has a wonderful thing.
If they had anything even close, if they had like 25% of what ESO's clan system was, or system, it would have been legit. And obviously, if you guys don't know, the reason that we wanted this so bad is obviously I'm the creator of Agents Rise, and you have Jeremiah, which is he's an admin. He's one of the guys that helps with the PS4 and stuff like that. So this was something that we were really excited for. We wanted to be able to, connect with a lot of our members through that. Yes, we can use Xbox or PlayStation, which what Jeremiah uses, but at the same time, if you wanted to do it through the game, it would have been so much easier. You could have the whole roster right on the game, and I mean, yes, it would add a lot of things. It would make the servers a lot different, and but it would have made it a lot easier to find members of your group. I mean, granted, it does show on the screen that you can, add friends and stuff like that you're grouped with. But at the same time, it would have been really nice for them to add something like that, or even like something where you could have a clan tag, like we talked about, just so you can identify yourself. I mean, even if they just added that small feature, just so you can identify who you're with.
Right.
I mean, we have 270 members, and no one knows now, unless you go into like our page and stuff like that. No one will know because you can't identify.
Exactly.
You can't identify it with that, which, like I said, very, very, very.
Another cool thing that if they implement a clan system, which, like you said, there's probably really a low chance of that actually happening, which is a bummer. But if they were able to, I would hope they would put something in the dark zone where your clanmate, say you're getting your butt kicked by some guys that are a couple levels higher than you over and over again. You need help. Okay, hey, send out a signal for help. And then clanmates can get that on their notices. They said, hey, accept invite and join up and help. That would be amazing.
That brings me back to the app. What they were going to do with that, the app. They were going to have that app where, like, say I was at work and you guys were playing or something, you guys, hey, I need help. I could pop on my tablet and be in a freaking drone and come in and heal you and attack and stuff like that. Granted, I know that would be stupid for the Dark Zone. That'd just be an unfair advantage.
Right.
People would take advantage of that so bad. And the reason they nixed that, not only, I mean, yes, it was because the developer company ended up like going bankrupt or something ridiculous like that. But the main reason they said it was going to be detrimental to team play. If anything, that was going to make team play even more. I mean, if I was at work and you guys needed my help and I came in, that's a fucking teammate right there. I could get it, you know, like that just makes no sense. I don't know why people would do that. Yeah, so that's one thing that I was kind of like, okay,
yeah,
like that was a little.
I mean, the app. I'm not as upset about the app. It's no biggie, but it would have been an aspect of the game. It would have been the first game to implement something like that in it.
Oh, it would have been nothing even remotely close to that. There'd be nothing you could even compare it to.
Their friends need help. Hey, I'm on my lunch break. I'll hop on and help you guys out. I'll provide you support and tag enemies and whatever, you know.
Right, exactly. Or I could sit in there and just heal you over and over again. I mean,
exactly.
You know, so like I said, same thing with Jeremiah. Just the clan thing. I'm upset. I even wrote it on the forums. Yeah, I wrote it on the forums to Ubisoft. Please just think about it. Just add a clan tag. I don't even care. Like, I don't care. Just do it. That would just look so perfect in the menu. You press start and you could just go all the way to the right and click clan.
Right?
That would have been so awesome.
Yeah.
So, all right. So the next thing, the ranking system, which there's two different things that I kind of wanted to talk about.
Oh yeah.
We have ranking system. We're going to talk about two separate ranking systems. We're going to talk about obviously the game ranking system. And we're going to discuss a little bit of our clan ranking system, just because it's new. We just implemented it. It's a little different. So, first thing, we'll just kind of make it a little short and sweet about the clan ranking system, just so I can bring it up. And I'll actually, make this kind of cool. Nice little feature that we have here. We'll actually share this for everybody else to see. So, right now, this is actually our roster for our clan page. This is our website, agentsrise.webs.com. So our clan website, under the rosters, you can actually go down. This is all our Xbox stuff. Obviously, you see me at the top. There's Wizzy. And I'll do a little circle. There's me. There's Wizzy. So, and then actually, as I go down, let's see. So we'll go down, and then you have Irish. There he is. So obviously we have a PC, so we run all three platforms and stuff. So this is basically the ranking right here. So basic ranks, kind of just military ranks, minus a few. You can see them right here. If you do want to see them more in depth, you can always go to our website. Like I said, it's agentsrise.webs.com. So then you have officer ranks as well, and then you have the admin ranks. Admin ranks, it's going to be very difficult to become an admin. I mean, it's going to be very difficult. We're going to have to grow a lot for you to become an admin. So just stick to these two right here. So actually, Jeremiah did a great job, and he actually by himself created this entire ranking system. Obviously, it's going to be subject to change. In the near future, we're just going to kind of feel out the game a little bit more to where we can, we can figure out what the real way to do this is. Obviously, it's all going to be based on your actual level. The dark zone currency, story mode currency, all that stuff. So that's, it's all set up. It's going to be here on the website. To actually become an officer, you need to go to the forum right here. Click on this. Once you get to that last level down here, fill out the form. We will go over it. We'll read it. See if, you'd be a big help to the clan in any way. Obviously, an officer is going to be somewhat of a leader, so we're going to expect you to do that. So, it's just kind of a little breakdown right there, so you can kind of get an idea of what all that stuff is. And like I said, if you do want to take a look at it, it's agentsrise.webs.com. So we got that all taken care of. So now let's talk about the ranking system for the full game. So one thing I will say, obviously, it's not easy by any means to rank up. It's not. It's really not. It takes a lot to rank up. And the fact that someone did it in 15 hours is kind of remarkable, but he also came out and said he did everything on hard mode, and he did all the missions on hard mode, and then he actually had somebody else with him through all of it because it was so difficult. So it wasn't easy by any means, and he even said it wasn't easy by any means. It made it very difficult. The cool thing about it is he's not done with the game by any means. He did the missions and stuff like that. It's great. But he still probably got half the side missions. He probably didn't do a lot of the base of operations rebuilding. And he still have the entire dark zone. Your story mode stuff, you could be level 30 in the story mode. Still nothing. You have to go through the entire dark zone still. And there's a lot in the dark zone. I mean, there's a lot. I mean, like we talked about in the beginning, I went through this and all of it, and it was difficult. And I'm a level, 19, and level 15s were difficult to me. So, I mean, what do you think about the ranking systems?
I mean, it's like you said, it's really hard to rank up if you don't know what you're doing. So there's some people out there that have spent a bunch of time on the game and have barely gotten anywhere so far. It's a really good game, and people just need to be patient and figure out how to play the game so they can level up quicker. Another thing is when you reach level 30 in the story mode, spoiler alerts, people. So if you don't want to hear this, then stop now.
Right.
When you reach level 30, you unlock new things in the game called endgame, which to some people, they might not understand what endgame is.
You can compare it to Destiny, in all honesty. That's how I would look at it.
You played MMOs before, then you understand what endgame means. Basically, they have daily missions that will unlock and an excursion that will unlock. And then there's a couple other weekly events that will be happening as well once you're at level 30 for the story mode side of things. And then in the dark zone side of things, there's like Kyle was saying, there's tons to do in the dark zone. There's 6 different areas, all getting more and more increasingly difficult. I can't even imagine.
The cool thing about each area is that they have all the landmarks and stuff like that on top of it, and there's a ridiculous amount of AIs. I mean, you will always run into it.
Yeah, and the crazy thing is, like, Dark Zone 6 at level 30, oh gosh, that's going to be intense.
You get to run around in Rockefeller Center, dude, fighting dudes. That's crazy. That's crazy to me.
And then I heard, who was it that posted that video? Somebody in our clan posted a video on the Facebook page saying something about a future additional map and big old map and other additional content for free. I think that's just
I heard they're going to go north. It's going to be the easiest way to go north because all of Central Park.
Right, Central Park.
And if you heard, actually, in parts of the game, I think Fei Lao actually mentioned, she said, they're now using Central Park. Sarah was using Central Park as basically a giant place to put dead bodies. That's all they said it was. So that they can move up, and that's going to be all dark zone. Because if you look at it, the dark zone, the way I saw it this way is they had to make it so you didn't have to go through the dark zone in order to get to the other side of the map. So the bottom, obviously, you don't have to go in the dark zone. So the only way to extend the dark zone is to go up. If you go down to where Brooklyn is, that's what they were speculating, that Brooklyn's going to be an extra thing before everybody knew that it was going to be the prologue.
Mm-hmm.
It was going to be, they have to go north. They can't go south because then it doesn't extend the dark zone. They have to extend the dark zone because that's their money right there. The dark zone is going to be the biggest thing because that's why people aren't going to be bored of the game. I mean, think about it like that.
Yeah.
This guy that beat it at level 30, I mean, you look at it this way. I look at it this way. Far Cry Primal, you beat that in a week, and then what? There's nothing to do. This game, you beat the story mode, you still have a ton to do. There's so much stuff. I mean, between the video recordings and the sound recordings and all that stuff, you add all that stuff in together, and it tells its own story, which is awesome.
It really does.
Yeah, I mean, it's awesome. So their biggest thing is the dark zone. I mean, honestly, I was extremely happy the way they did it because they made it so it wasn't completely boring. You know, after you beat the story mode, there's so much more to do in the game, which is I applaud Ubisoft for that. They finally got it right. They got it correct. They spent the time on it, and they actually did it right, minus the clan system. But we won't get into that again.
Yeah. Well, and the cool thing about this game is it's got plenty of room to evolve and expand on and add to the story, and there's just so much that can happen with this game from here on out.
Think about it too. They're adding the underground.
Exactly.
The underground right now is pretty decent.
It's pretty basic, really. I mean, there's a lot of cleaners down in the sewers and stuff, but there's not much story to it down there.
Right, and then it's just gonna go down and down and down. Yeah. It's just gonna be nonstop. It's gonna be like a maze under there. I mean, right now it's a maze. It's pretty difficult. So I mean, it's not an easy. It's not easy as it is. It's gonna get better.
Right.
I mean, I'm excited for it, but I'm most excited for the incursions. That's gonna be fun.
Yeah,
those are raids.
Sorry.
They're Destiny raids minus the puzzles, which I fucking hated the puzzles. It was the most annoying thing ever. I hated jumping around and stuff. This is what I've been like dreaming about. The fact that like I love the raids in Destiny, but at the same time you can just it's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be awesome because at the same time you have to be with a team. But I don't know what they're going to do about how many people are going to be in it. Because in the videos, they made it very, very carefully to only show 4 people at a time.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't see how they're going to be able to do that. Maybe 6, maybe 8.
8 would be legit. Or even one that's like 16.
Right, but they're going to have matchmaking, which is cool, which Destiny didn't have.
Right.
That was also the thing. Go on LFG.
Nah.
Well, you go on LFG or something like that, and I hated doing that because you always get like random people and you get spoilers, and it was just a very annoying process to go through because Destiny didn't want you to do matchmaking, which that sounds lazy. This game they have matchmaking for every single mission, except side missions and stuff, but you have matchmaking for free roam in each safe house, which is awesome. They made a conscious effort to make sure that no one had to play the game
themselves. Yeah, there's plenty of opportunity to play with the team. It's just people have to suck it up and be willing to play with people they don't know.
Right. I mean, it's not even like it's a big deal. I mean, playing with other people. I mean, yes, some people are stupid. They don't have mics, which I don't understand how you can play this game without a mic.
Yeah,
it just blows my mind. But at the same time, I mean, it'd be cool. You get a group of 4. You can run around. If they don't have a mic, kick them. Or you can leave. Get the other guys in there. I mean, it's just the way they set it up was just definitely a good way to set it up. But obviously in a different segment, we'll actually break down all we know about the expansions coming out and stuff like that. And me being Xbox, I get it 30 days before this guy. So that's the cool thing. So when it actually comes out, I can actually break it all down. I'll get some videos for you guys. I'll add those in. It'd be nice. Yeah, he'll be watching the videos just like you guys are. So you guys don't have to worry about it. So
I hate you, Kyle.
Yeah, well, that's what happens when you get Xbox. So next thing we're going to talk about our favorite abilities, perks, and talents so far. I'm going to let Jeremiah go first, just so he can kind of get what he, what he has. I know he's a little bit higher level than I am, but I know his playing style is almost the same as mine. We're support. I don't really like the DPS in this game, to be honest, with like the Seeker Mines and stuff. Yeah, they're cool for low level, but for higher level stuff, they don't really do much except like distract. But let him talk about what his favorite stuff is.
All right, so what I roll with mostly is the first aid, the support station, and then recovery link, which is the special ability you unlock when you upgrade the specific part of the medical wing that costs 1,000 points. Basically what that does is if, say, everybody on your team's getting owned, they're all down, you're the last one alive, you use the recovery link, everybody gets revived, everybody has overheals, and it lasts like 15 seconds, and everybody's pretty much almost immune to damage, depending on how much damage the enemies are doing. If they're doing a good amount of damage, it's still going to hurt you, but it takes a lot longer to get you down again. I prefer to be, like Kyle said, the support class who just always is helping out, making sure my team is good to go. Like Kyle said, I am a higher level, so my DPS is at like 26,000 right now. My health is at 40,000, and my skill points, my skill rating is at like 16,000, something like that, or 10,000.
He's ridiculously higher than I am. You wouldn't. I'm not even going to tell you what my stuff is because you're just going to be like, this kid doesn't even play the game. I don't know.
But yeah, basically. The first aid and support station. The first aid, basically what I roll with the support station for mod is the ability to revive your teammates from a distance. So basically, somebody gets down, you don't have to run over to them and revive them. You just shoot the revive gun at them. Boop, they stand up. And then the support station. The support station has a couple of useful mods, but the one I use the most is the revive mod, which again is really useful because if you get down, they can crawl into the circle. As which some of the people, I don't know if you guys are familiar with Destiny or not, some of the people are calling it the new Titan bubble because basically that's what it is.
Right, yeah, exactly. It's just it doesn't show the bubble around you.
Yeah, you get into that circle and voila, you're revived again and you get healed. Another nice perk about that support station, if you like a support class, but not necessarily focused on all heals, is the ammo portion mod that you can put on that. That basically, when that's active, it respawns your skills quicker, and it also, you don't use any ammo while that ability is active. So that's really useful for if people are running low on ammo and they need some help and they can't run out and get ammo because the enemies are owning them, So those are my favorite skills, and that's what I mostly run with. Lately, I've actually been trying out the shield because I got a really powerful sawed-off shotgun, so I roll with the shield and the sawed-off shotgun and take out enemies close range while my buddies are behind me. And that seems to work pretty good too. I don't imagine that working very well on higher difficulty missions, like say
or in the dark zone.
Yeah, or in the dark zone. I don't see that happening working that well. So I probably won't use it that much, but it's been useful for my lower level buddies, giving them cover and stuff. So, all right, Kyle.
So I'm gonna actually go right to what he was saying too. Sports Station, I have been using that a lot. One mod that I've been using actually was just pretty cool, and I found this out, and I actually have it pulled up right now, so I'll kind of read off what it is. So basically, it's the ammo cache. I don't know if you've used it, but so while close to the device, allies regain their ammo as they reload, and skill cooldown recoveries faster. So the coolest part about it is you use 10 bullets in I use my SRS, so my sniper rifle. I use my 10 bullets, I reload, doesn't take it out of my ammo at all, and it just reloads the 10 bullets like nothing ever happened. So it heals you, it gives you your ammo back, and it recovers your skills as fast. So if you, because I run with a couple other guys that I play with, and they actually use the revive stuff, so I can use this instead of the revive stuff because they have it. I usually run, sniper rifle and assault rifle, so, I'm usually at a pretty decent distance, which is nice, and then I actually run with another guy who runs with the M1A, so he's at a distance as well, so we both run the support station, which is nice. So the idiots that we run with as well that are running forward and getting killed by cleaners and stuff like that, we don't have to run up to them to revive them because we just aren't strong in that way. They just come back to us, and then eventually they'll get revived because they walked into our stuff, or we shoot the medic at them to where it's gonna revive them. But the one thing I could, even from the betas, I could never, ever in my life not use this is the pulse. Unbelievably, I can be honest with you, the pulse.
Oh.
The pulse by far is my favorite skill. By far, there would be nothing that will ever replace the pulse in my heart. I don't care which one I use for the mods or anything like that. Obviously, you have the increased range and the capability of finding loot containers. You have the pulse that actually protects you and all your allies from hostile pulse scans, so you can use that really well in the dark zone. And then you have the damage is increased while attacking any hostiles, so that's really cool. So I use the one that your damage is increased just because it's more useful. It's going to pulse and find everything, but at the same time it gives you extra damage and helps your allies out in the same way. I usually run the one guy I play with. He actually is a lower level, so it helps him a lot in the higher level stuff. So it gives him extra damage to rank up and kill things and get better loot, which is nice. And obviously, I don't think I've seen anybody with any of the master mods yet on it, just because they're difficult to get. But with the Pulse Master mod, is the Pulse gives you an early warning of nearby hostiles, identifies if the user has been scanned by a hostile Pulse. So Yeah, the master stuff is kind of cool. I haven't really walked through and saw most of the master stuff yet, but at the same time, I mean, you know, there's definitely. I mean, personally, I think it's a very, very good idea to have that stuff in there. So, you know, I mean, the other thing.
I completely agree. I really like that pulsability too. And frankly, sometimes I will switch to that during combat because, you know, like you said, it's really nice to have that highlight around your enemies when you're playing the game and you can't exactly see where they're at. You're trying to snipe them. If you get that highlight, you can figure out where their head is. Oh, okay, I can. If I flank them over here, I can get that headshot off and take them out.
Exactly.
And then, you know, that extra damage is so useful. If you don't have somebody that has the tech specialty that does the 50% more damage, then that is your next best way to do it. Or the security cover, reinforced cover. If you shoot it at your enemies and you have the specific mod, it will actually increase your damage to them. And it basically like reduces their cover. And when you shoot at them and you hit them, it does more damage than normal. So it's kind of like the pulse, but it just doesn't mark them. So it's kind of the same thing, but not.
So let's jump over. Obviously, perks. I mean, it's just basically all of them work at the same time. I mean, there's really no way to go through and say what your favorite perk is because you get all of them. So that's the nice thing about it. But one thing I wanted to talk about was talents. What do you know off the top of your head what the talents that you use? I mean, I don't know if you're 25 yet and have 3, but I only have the 2.
I just got 3 today. Let's think. What do I have? I definitely have the med kit perk where when you use a med kit, it heals all your buddies around you within a certain amount of distance. So if they're close enough to you and they're running low on health and all your abilities are down, you pop a med kit and it heals everybody for you.
Right.
That's really useful if you're a support class, making sure your guys aren't getting down. All my perks are in the health right now, or in the medic side of things right now. I can't remember. I do have the perk where when you revive somebody, you get 50% reduction to damage for 10 seconds because I revive like mad. So, it helps keep me alive. I have tons of health, but that helps keep me alive even more so because if I'm stacking up revive, then I'm basically getting 50% less damage the entire time. So
right.
And then I can't remember what my third perk is, but it's another medic-related perk.
Okay, yeah, I mean, I'm like kind of the same way. I mean, I have them actually rated for me. So I have Triage, which is cool. Heals an ally with a skill to reduce the cooldown by 15%. So,
I might have that one too.
So, I mean, it's self-explanatory. It's a very, I like to use the group-oriented stuff that'll help out with the groups. And then I have Repo Reaper. Kill a hostile with a sidearm to receive 30 rounds for your primary weapon.
That is
like,
awesome.
It's a great idea. I mean,
you run out of ammo, you can't get a resupply, pop out your secondary.
Well, that's exactly what it is. You use your secondary, and say when I was in the dark zone, I didn't have this, so I was stuck using my pistol and the seeker mine to just like get rid of like 5 enemies. I kill somebody with the pistol, and it pops out 3 more or 30 more rounds for my primary, which is pretty cool. So, 30 rounds in a sniper rifle, that's a decent amount. Maybe in an assault rifle, but in a sniper rifle, that's a pretty decent amount of ammo. That's 3 full magazines on my SRS. So, that is something really, really cool. There was one perk that actually really caught my eye. I don't know the name of it. I mean, I'm trying to kind of look. It's a security perk. It was actually, I think it was a security perk. It basically, what it was is once you finish all the missions in one zone, it reveals all of the intel in that zone.
Right, yeah, that's a nice perk.
Yeah, so like you don't have to like run around like an idiot trying to find all the perks and stuff like that, or find all the phone recordings and stuff. It's tough. I mean, I had that happen in Chelsea, and I was complaining about it earlier to you. There's actually an echo that's inside of a building that's sealed off. You can't even get into the building. And then I looked it up later, and it told me that it's an end game thing, so you need to beat all the main missions to get into it. So that was it kind of made me a little mad. whatever. I was frustrated. I was like running around for 15 minutes trying to figure out how to get in for me to finally realize that I can't even get in. So
yeah.
I mean, it's, I mean, they have so much to choose from in this game that it's kind of hard. I mean, there's so many perks that you can choose from. I mean, you have 2 forces, so you have 8, so you have 16, so you have freaking, you have 24 freaking perks that you could choose from, and you're only gonna eventually be able to keep 4 of them.
Right.
It's crazy, it's crazy. It just kind of blows my mind. So one thing that I kind of wanted to touch on was the crafting system really quick before we head out. So crafting system, I am going to give everybody a tip in case they didn't know. Side missions give you blueprints. Every single side mission gives you a blueprint. So if you're looking for blueprints, if you haven't really used the crafting at all, go do side missions, because I'm telling you right now, I was talking to him about it earlier. I was not doing side missions, and I really didn't have any type of blueprints. I did about 15 to 20 side missions, and I ended up unlocking probably like 4 or 5 superior crafting blueprints. So I ended up crafting myself a nice little superior pistol, superior backpack, and I actually just unlocked a superior knee pad. So it's pretty cool. It was just unlocked a superior extended magazine, which it's very helpful. I mean, a lot of people are like, I'm not going to do the crafting or anything. It's not necessary. But when you get into the dark zone, I will tell you right now, it is 100% necessary. Little spoiler alert, I went to the safe house, the first safe house that was in the beta and stuff like that. No high-end weapons, no superior weapons. There was 2 blue weapons, and the rest of them were blueprints. There were superior blueprints.
Okay.
I don't know if there was a high-end blueprint in there, but I know there was at least 1 superior, and the rest of them were blue. So you can actually buy blueprints with DZ credits. So keep that in mind. Definitely go get the crafting materials. A lot of people are like, I don't want to grab those. It's going to take too much time. Definitely spend the time to get those things. You're going to need them in the end game. Otherwise, you're going to be running around with a chicken with your head cut off, trying to find all those things. Another cool fact, too, I know the tech side has it, and so does the medical side. There's actually lockers that you can unlock when you unlock certain things in the wings, and they actually allow you to every hour get a crafting material. So my medical wing, every hour I get either a blue or a green fabric, and then the tech every hour I get a blue or a green electronics or tools. So definitely something to look into. I mean, they made it so you can get them kind of easily because you need a lot of them.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, a lot of them. I mean, what do you think about the crafting?
Yeah, the security wing also has an unlockable wing that has the weapons part locker as well.
Oh, it does? Okay, I didn't know that.
Every hour. But I agree that you definitely should focus a little bit on crafting. Some people are saying you should wait to craft until end game so you can craft the nicer stuff because you want to keep all your materials for that. But the materials really aren't that hard to come by. Like Kyle was saying, you run down a street, there's a building right there that has fabric in it. Okay, run inside real quick, collect it. It takes.
They respawn too. Yeah, they respawn
really fast. So, I mean, I have hundreds of materials already just by running around and hey, I'll go into the room real quick for 30 seconds, grab this stuff. It's not that big of a deal to collect the materials to make it. But like Kyle said, you do need a lot. The higher up you go, the scale of material or weapons that you're making. So collect them and make you definitely want to make stuff because you don't want to waste your money on weapons because you're probably going to find something better right away. Right. But crafting isn't necessarily as bad because you have a better chance of making something that's really good from your crafting than finding something in a shop that's worth keeping for a long time. And also in the tech station, I don't know if you've done this yet or not, but there's a recalibration station you can unlock.
Yep.
This is a pretty awesome system. If you have a piece of armor that you crafted or that you found that has a stat that you don't like, you can go up to the recalibration station, spend some money, to recalibrate.
It's cheap too. It's not even expensive, depending on what the weapon type is. But it's not expensive. Or the gear type. You can't do weapons, only gear.
Yeah. But you can re-roll the stats of it, and you get to pick which stat you want. So say you got a piece of armor that does extra damage, but you want something that does extra skill power or stamina. So you go and then you re-roll. You get to pick out of the 3 which one you want. You got a better stamina than you got skill power. Okay, I'm going to go with that one, or whatever. It's pretty cool. So try that out if you don't know what that is. It's really useful.
So that's exactly what I was thinking. I mean, really, the crafting system's cool. It's there to benefit you. I mean, there's times where you run around and you're like, I can't freaking find this one thing. And then you go into the crafting station and then look at that, you can craft it. Yep. Granted, definitely look at the levels. It will craft something of that level. Okay? So right there, you craft something of that level. If you're level 19, you craft on a level 11, you're like not paying attention. You're like, oh my god, I need an SRS. You craft a level 11 SRS and it does nothing for you. So just, beware of that. Please beware of that. But all right, so that's basically all we're going to do today. Like I said, we're going to do this, once a week. So, definitely give us a like, subscribe, share, do whatever you can to support us because, we definitely love helping out. We love doing this kind of stuff. I mean, it's
raffle.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Raffle. Our clan is doing raffles. Basically, it's like on a weekly or every couple week basis. Right now, we're giving away a season pass. For each entry, it's $1 for the season pass. Think about it. You can find $1 and change on the ground. We're doing PS4 and Xbox. Sorry, PC. It's kind of hard to come by some PC stuff, but I will be getting stuff for PC. Don't worry. But we are doing raffles for that kind of stuff. I mean, $1. You can do multiple entries as well. Spend $5, you get 5 entries. That's 5 chances to win a season pass if you haven't bought it yet. So just keep that in mind. You can fill out the form either on our Facebook site. I will be adding it to the website. To pay for that stuff, it's on the website down at the bottom of each page. It's either $1 for 1 entry, $5 for 5 entry, or $10 for 10 entries. All of it helps us out. It all helps us 100%. It goes toward our clan fund. It'll be basically adding stuff to the website. We want to open a web store, which would be freaking awesome. So that will help us do all that stuff. Yeah, we can get a lot of merchandise. We'll start raffling some of the merchandise, so you'll be able to get some T-shirts, some hats, whatever. So just keep that in mind. It's something that's very, very important to us. So just support us as much as you can. We appreciate anything that's given. So like I said before, we're going to be doing this on a weekly basis. Give us a like, share, subscribe, whatever you got to do. Just please show your support for us. We really appreciate it. So this is Wizzy.
And the Irish.
Yeah, and we'll talk to you guys next week. See you guys later.
All right, take care, guys.